Happy it's Friday. This is Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices WNOV 860 AM 106.5 FM.
I'm telling on
And
her.
to
I'm
my
telling
left, we have our co-executive director.
Tamika Vukovic, but I'm telling on her in a minute.
To my right, we have our
Joe Dre, Policy Director for Wisconsin Voices.
I'm
my
telling on,
comrade.
and I'm telling on Latoya. Y'all know. Let me tell you what she just said. You and Joe here. I could go back to the office. She don't want to be with y'all.
Yes, she do. Yes, she
Uh-uh.
do.
That's just. I'm gonna ignore her. Hi, Joe. Welcome
Hi,
back.
thank you.
Are you
Yeah,
feeling
I'm
better?
yeah, excited to be back, ready for tomorrow.
Well,
I'm sure
I
we'll
am.
talk about that. But
I'm claiming today is this weekend. It's just Wisconsin Voices weekend
oh yeah,
because we are doing our cookout. It's
Tonight is
our third annual cookout. We're gonna continue it until we can't continue it anymore. The first time we did it, and we partnered with Transformative Justice, and because this was
Jesse Jackson.
one of those things that like we partnered with someone, and they said, why don't we do a cookout? We'll have catfish, a southern cookout. And I was like, oh, okay. And they brought Jesse Jackson, and they did a lot of stuff with the where we were trying to get out the vote. And that was at McGovern Park, and that was 2 years ago.
While it was under construction.
Right,
And
right.
many people came too.
And then last year we partnered with them again, and that was at Sherman Park, and we
Yeah.
did the 50th anniversary of the Civil Rights Act, and that was streamed live nationally.
Had a stage.
Had a stage. Yeah, they had a
And oh
stage.
girl right here was on the stage like
I was so not. I was so sick that day.
yes.
It's no
She
way.
made me cry that day. I was like, you need to go to the hospital up the street. Turn around, go. She like, no, that's how I know the dedication of all of us and the work we do. Cause she was literally looking like she was finna pass out. And when I say it made me cry, she know I'm
We
not
don't
kidding.
need to talk
I
about all
teared
that.
up
We don't need.
because I was scared for her life. Like she looked like she was finna pass out, but was still there. She ended up feeling better throughout the day because we
Because I
started
saw Jesse
dancing.
Jackson. I saw Jesse Jackson, and there were so many people who showed up
Mhm.
to be a part of Wisconsin Voices second annual. And then, well, on a side note, I just want to say, and that's the day of the Montgomery Brawl.
Yeah, yeah.
And we came home, and all of a sudden we saw all these videos. I was like, wait a minute, this is outshining our cookout. Okay.
You only get 15 seconds, 15 minutes.
And then this year we Transformative Justice wasn't able to partner with us this year, but we still want to give a shout out because if it wasn't for them coming up with the idea, we probably wouldn't be doing it. But this year we are going to Johnson Park.
Clarence and Cleopatra Johnson Park.
And it's at 1919 West Fond du Lac Avenue.
And can I give the history on Clarence and Cleopatra?
Go ahead and do your thing.
Well, they migrated here in 1921. And Clarence and Cleopatra had a tailoring business they owned. But during the Great Depression, they started a valet service to help employ more African American people. So they dedicated their lives to try to better the lives of their community members around them. And they also donated to have a YMCA club. The Booker T. Washington YMCA club was funded and founded by Clarence and Cleopatra Johnson. So much love to them. that is my type of people that we all got to find a way and a space and that we are comfortable with for giving back. So that's why we're celebrating there, is because that's literally a community park.
I don't know what got into Latoya today, but listen to our historian.
I love it. I love
Yes,
hearing the
ma'am.
history about the parks and the people that have made this community
Mhm.
what it is today. I think it's
Yes.
awesome that we take a minute just to reflect on what they did for us, and
Mhm.
almost what 100 years later, you said 19, right around 1930, so almost 100 years later,
1921.
we're still enjoying the fruits
Hmm.
of that labor.
Thank you.
I well, I hope people come out. We have on the menu because this is about coming, hanging out, listening to some music we
It's about
love
But
some
right
good
people
here.
want to
food.
know what food on the
This is about
menu.
Yeah,
some good food.
but
Ain't no hot dogs, y'all.
no hot dogs. Unless somebody brings some to add to it, and
I'm
they want
bringing
to,
some beef hot dogs.
you want to add a grill there to it. We okay with that
Ruin that
because
good meal with
it's
hot dog.
literally about community. But we are having deep fried catfish. Uh, no Bayou is doing that. So if you remember that catfish, that is who's catering the catfish. We are having beef and chicken also that is rotisserie right there
Mm.
in front of you over the coals and over the brisket, the brisket,
Yes.
and they
Every
just
year.
and
Yes.
they turn and you can watch it cooking. They usually start about 10 to make sure everything is done properly, but literally just cooking it right there.
And how much does it cost for anybody in the community to come out and enjoy that?
It is $0.00.
Love it.
But I'm
We
gonna
do
need y'all to give
accept
me
Cash App.
$10 on the side.
We do accept Cash App and no,
I
I'm
think
just kidding.
Venmo.
What we do, if you enjoy it and you like the work we do, we ask you to donate to
Absolutely.
our organization by going to wisconsinvoices.org and clicking on the donation button.
Or come out, and if you can't donate money wise, monetary wise, you can also donate your time to work in the community and talk about the great thing all our partners and our organization is doing.
But
Or come meet us.
or come meet us. But those cash donations are really good too.
Yeah,
Yes, they
yeah,
are.
we do.
um yeah, some of you guys have heard us for it's over a half a year now. We've over a half a year we've been on
Mhm.
this show. Brian, Brian will be there. Brian Sanders and Joe Dre, Latoya, whatever her last name is for that day. Me, Tamika Vukovic, Nicole will be there. She
Mhm.
slide in once every blue moon. She don't like, she like
I
the.
tried to get her to come today.
I know you'll never get her to come. Shouts out to Nicole. Keon will be there. Who else is there?
Chi.
Chi Bang may be there.
Tim won't be there, but
And
he'll
he
be
has
there in
another
spirit.
engagement, but he will definitely be there in spirit.
A
He's
number of
always
our
there.
partners are going to be there.
Oh
Several of
yeah.
our partners even the ones I've talked to, have said,
Yeah.
yeah, they're
They're going to
definitely
be
going to be there.
tabling or
Yep.
giving them a urban league. That's one that I come at the top of my head. We have always like tried to make this a community thing. It's just it's a thank you almost to you guys for just supporting us, um
It's
sharing.
a community coalition meeting.
Right. It's just we're really just thanking you, and you guys have embraced us so much. Um, whether it be showing up to our events or calling on the radio show or listening to us here, um, we just thank you so much because I think sometimes we forget to thank the community that supports us rather than us always saying somebody should thank us for doing this thankless work. But no, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have jobs. We wouldn't be able to fulfill the just the awesomeness of doing this job if it wasn't
Mhm.
for the people that are out there. So
So we
thank.
want to hear from y'all as well at 414-444-5250 or 414-444-5253. So what we talking about today,
Well,
Mika?
I want to uh, it's a kind of a topic that I really didn't want to bring because we're sick of these topics. But Sonya Massey, um,
Mm.
she was the woman in Illinois who called the police because she thought there was an intruder or she thought, something wasn't right. So that's what
Mm-hmm.
you're supposed to do, call the police.
Hmm.
Invited them in, having a conversation with them. She was taking water off the or pot. We don't know. We can't see exactly what it was, but it was just a pot. Um, and officer asked her to show her hands. Um, well, actually, and he made a comment and she said, "I rebuke you in the
Hmm.
name of Jesus," and that was her last words, pretty much, because he shot her in the head. She was at least 6 to 10 feet away from him. She didn't have a knife. She didn't have a gun. She didn't have any of those things. And he shot her in the head. Now, his body cam was not on, but his partner's body cam was on. And then his partner went to go, wanted to go get his kit for
First aid kit.
first aid kit. And he was like, "Oh no, that's a headshot, she's gone. It's
Kill
a kill
That's
shot.
a
shot.
kill shot.
It's a
Yep.
kill shot."
Mm.
So she is now deceased. He's been the officer, his name is Sean Grayson, has been fired.
Can I ask you something? Did she lunge the
No,
water at
no,
him or
no,
anything?
no,
No, I think if you
nothing.
watch the video, they actually told her to take the pot off of the stove, and then they immediately went into this is a threat, and then they told her to put the water down, which she looked like she was complying, and then they shot her.
Are you
So she was
serious?
complying. From what I saw, my opinion, she was doing exactly what she was told to do by the officers. There was a boiling pot or a hot pot of water on the stove. They told her, "Yeah, why don't we take that off so we don't burn the house down? We don't want it. We don't want any fires." She does that. She says, "I'm going to rebuke you in the name of Jesus," and then he says, "Put it down now." Well, before he said, "I'm going to shoot you in the expletive head," she
And
goes to set it down, and then he fires a shot before you can. I mean,
He told her he was gonna shoot her in the
he's
head.
right before it. He said, "I'm going to shoot you in the expletive head."
Wow.
it's now I think some of the things I read is that he had multiple jobs. I think it was
Five and about
five.
3 years within
Yep.
about 3 year
I
span.
knew it was 5 and 3. So it was five different uh,
Departments.
departments in the last 3 years. And he had a DUI on there and a couple
Two
other
DUIs.
2 DUIs. Okay. Um, and and we wonder, that woman only thought, she thought there was an intruder. She let him in the house. It wasn't
Hmm.
like if she was trying to be a threat, she would have never let them in the house. She let him in the house. She was on the video. She was sitting on the couch, talking with them and speaking with them. And then she went and took her water off, and that's what happened. She was in the video, never agitated, even just kind
Never
of
posed a
she
threat.
she felt, I think she, for me, and I'm just saying the way I felt she thought she felt relieved that they were
That
there to
they were
check
there.
out,
Hmm.
what was going on. And the literally when she said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," I'm going to interpret that as he's like, "You don't want the house to burn down." That is a common saying with older people. They're like, "Woo, I rebuke that negativity in the name of Jesus."
Right.
Not anything bad, anything else. It's just, I'm gonna rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
You
To
can't say I'm gonna rebuke you in the name of Jesus. You gonna get shot in the head because you say that.
right.
I mean, like she wasn't like give me something. Is she wasn't plunging at them? Wasn't
No, there was no
ah
aggression on her behalf, and I think what was the most sickening part for me was the blatant disregard for life afterwards by the police officers.
Yeah.
The way they talked
Yeah.
about it,
Yeah.
like it was nothing. like they just put down a lame horse.
And
Yeah,
how
because
he
they
just
said he was just like ridiculously like walking
yeah,
around.
he was just walking
and
around.
like, hey, that was a kill shot.
Yeah.
You don't go get
I'm
no
not even
first
going to
aid
waste
or
my
no
medical kit
nothing.
on this.
See, but you know what?
Dead as a donut.
Here is the whole thing about that though. If his partner didn't have the camera
Right.
on, it'd have been a whole totally different
Yep. She
story.
would have. He would have
Yeah,
said
they
she was
could have.
coming at him
Thank
with
you,
the water.
Jermaine, because that is
So we
so
got to think
true.
about that narrative.
Yep.
Man, they could
They
have said she was lunging at him. She threw the
All
water.
type
She
of stuff.
was acting crazy,
But
And
the
erratic,
that's
thing
or
why
is,
he
any.
was acting how he was acting because he knew his was off. So
He
he
just
knew
didn't know
there's
his
no
partners was
accountability.
on.
He didn't know
Yeah.
his partners
but
was on.
and I think his partner. I mean, and the thing is, his partner did
But he was, yeah.
try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
was visibly shooken
Yeah.
after the incident.
Yeah.
Was visibly shaken
She
after
was
the
a
incident.
human being to him.
The person that the officer that made the shot
Yep.
and shot her,
He was just
he was
nonchalant.
nonchalant, like
Yeah.
nothing was wrong. Like this
Unbelievable.
happens every day.
And this is not something that
Unbelievable.
we're interpreting the video, but this is not something that we're making up. You can go see the video. You can actually find it on the internets. We put an S on the internets. And where is the outcry? Where is the outrage?
Because I guess I can really say that for all of us,
We're numb.
we're numb. It's like think about um Sandy Hook, the elementary school, where the young man was um had issues about his mother being a kindergarten teacher there, came in and shot pretty much teachers and kindergartners. Everybody rallied. Obama cried as the president. We all thought there was going to be some type of change to control gun laws, and people with mental disabilities would start being looked at about having guns and purchasing some type of control. From Columbine on, people have been screaming about gun control and having these semi-automatic guns that's shooting out 100 or something rounds per minute. There has been no change. George, all the way to George Floyd, the whole country rallied together. That was the first time I seen a unscripted. I'm gonna say that again. A unscripted, diverse protest against something that happened in our communities, and it's still nothing was done. So I think people are pretty much, I don't know, you tell me, Joe. I think people are numb to this point. Like,
Desensitized.
what is the point?
I like to
Desensitized,
say
like,
desensitized.
yeah, that's true. Like,
But-
what is
but-
the point?
I will say that one thing about this incident, that there was one thing that was positive, kind of, I guess if we could say that out of this, is that the prosecutors acted very quickly. And the man was put in jail, charged with murder, and held it with no bond, which is exactly where he belongs.
Yes. Yeah.
Well,
I wish they could have did something like that before he killed.
Well,
somebody.
that's the thing. There was a pattern of misconduct. There was a pattern going on, and this is what happens so often within police departments across the country.
That's the biggest game.
There's a bad actor, and instead of disciplining them and firing them, we move them to a different department, or we move them across the county, or we move them across the state, and expect, oh, everything's going to be different now. That was the problem. The problem is not that. The problem is with the person, not with the department.
Yeah. Thank you.
When George Floyd died, the naysayers, even though it was blatant that he should have never died,
Right.
but they said, oh, he was doing something wrong. Or there was an element.
A lot of
doing,
people kept saying he was resisting.
No,
Right.
but that's my point. There's some element of doing wrong. Even in the death of the gentleman at the hotel downtown,
The Hyatt.
there's an element of he was doing something wrong.
Right.
This is absolutely no element of doing anything wrong.
It didn't justify a death sentence.
It
It wasn't
no,
nothing
nothing.
she did
Nothing. Well, not
wrong.
her, but I'm saying whether someone's having a mental episode and goes into a hotel and starts creating a ruckus, that doesn't. The sentence for that should not be someone's life.
right, but this is why this makes this particular story so more egregious,
Right.
because there was no touches of elements of
Right.
anything of
She
wrongdoing
did
by
exactly
her.
as she was told. She did exactly as the officers asked her to do.
And the funny thing, funny not haha, but funny ironic is now they always say he didn't comply or they didn't comply.
Right.
She was complying. She was well away from them, so it was no immediate danger.
hmm
And she ended up on her kitchen floor.
Well, and here's the other element when you're looking at homicide. Is there a way to escape? And that's kind of the question I think the courts are going to ask. Was there a way for these officers to retreat and reassess the situation? Which there was. Their exit was not blocked. They were 8 feet away. And if they felt threatened, which I don't feel that they were at any point in time threatened, but if they felt threatened, they could have taken a couple steps back and retreated out that door. They had every opportunity to de-escalate the situation, and it wasn't. And I think that's what's
De-escalate what situation? She
It was
wasn't
no-
even being rowdy. It
again,
wasn't even
again,
a situation.
a
She
cour-
was doing what they said.
exactly. But I'm saying if they felt threatened,
Yeah.
if they felt threatened, they
It's
could have
no,
retreated.
they couldn't have not,
but they never felt
you know,
threatened.
the only threat that I saw
Was him.
was possibly her skin color.
Yeah.
They used
That is
they
the
used
so wholehearted truth.
they
Wow.
used
Yep.
that's the only threat that woman ever gave, was that she was a black person, period. She was in her nightgown,
In
I
her own
mean her
home.
robe,
In
in
her
her
own
own
home.
home, calling to ask for assistance.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't a radical. She wasn't a, back the blue. She wasn't any, or,
She did exactly.
she
as she was
just did
told.
what she was supposed to do as a citizen and as a resident of the United States.
And I guess what I was trying to get to is there is no justification.
Right.
That's the thing. There was
Yeah, I
no
understand.
there was no excuse for those officers to use deadly force at all. Zero. And even if you watch the video after the incident, I think the sergeant comes in and he's kind of pacing around. And he goes, "Where's the gun?" And he thought that she'd either shot herself or that someone else had shot her, come in and shot her. He didn't know his officer actually shot. And he goes, "What you need," and that's when he told him he needs to leave. He needs to get out of the house and he's not allowed back in. But he's like, "Where's the gun?" Even the sergeant was like, "You shot her? You shot her?" "Oh yeah, she was coming at me with boiling water." It was amazing that like the sergeant couldn't even believe that he shot
no
her.
matter what. And I just think about this. Even if we know she wasn't coming with him boiling water,
No.
but even if he came with boiling water, is that a life sentence? I
No.
mean, like, is he
To
going to
shoot
die
somebody in the
from
head
that?
from
You can't.
really.
Yeah, you
Like-
can't die from boiling water. Yes, it may hurt. You might have to.
And I think you said it, Joe. Oh no, Jermaine said it. What was the killer thing that he thought this was not being recorded? That there were no cameras on. That's
Yep.
why he said she was coming at him with the boiling water.
Yep.
Had that camera not, his partner camera not been on, that would have been his story.
Right.
And what's the sad truth is, I thank God that they started video cameras on officers and that partner had it on. But if he had not had it on, to be really honest with you, he would have backed his
We
story.
wouldn't even be talking about it because
He would have backed his
we
story.
wouldn't even be talking about it.
Yeah.
It would be their narrative, not the truth.
Well, we'll be right back with Be a Voice from Wisconsin Voices, WNOV 860 AM 106.5. The Voice with Wisconsin Voices, WNOV 860 AM 106.5 FM. And we
So
want to hear from the callers 414-444-5253, 414-444-5250. And what's up, Mika?
um let's we've had a lot that has happened over the last couple of days and regarding who we got all kinds of, involvements, community involvement, different stuff we're going to do. We're going to go and talk about elections in a second, but we're going to take our caller. Caller, go ahead.
Good morning. Happy Friday.
Happy
Happy Friday.
Friday.
I attended one of your was it gun safety classes
Ah,
and was supposed to get the is it CDLs or CD
yes,
the
ma'am.
Concealed
carry
carry.
permit. Yeah, but I need to follow up on that. But anyway, just wanted to say thank you for the good work. I tuned in when I heard there was going to be fried catfish somewhere tomorrow,
Yes.
and I wanted to find out the details. Didn't offer my opinion on Miss Macy. I understand that the cop was only hired or on the force or a police officer for like 5 years, but had been bounced around from precinct to precinct like 20 or 30 times. And this is why I'm voting for President Harris, because we have to get that George Floyd bill passed. Trump is trying to have where all cops will have immunity. And here's another example of her calling for safety, and then they just shoot her like a dog, and they treat animals better than they treat our lives.
Oh,
So
you said it.
just another reason why our senators and Congress members matter, because we have to get certain laws pushed through, and that we can't stay on the couch. And it's just sad that again another life is lost. So I will hang up. Great job. But if you can announce again where the fried catfish will be tomorrow, I greatly appreciate it.
Yes, we will. That would be at Johnson's Park at 1919 West Fond du Lac at 2 p.m. The cook-off starts. So we would love to have you there. And thank you for your comments because they are wholeheartedly true. They treat animals better than they treat us. And Tamika said it best. Her biggest crime was that she was black. Period.
We got another caller. Caller, go ahead.
So maybe he was scared of water.
Oh, good
You know,
one, good
some,
one. Not
water frightens a
funny,
lot of
but
people. Water frightens a lot of people,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that
especially when it rains.
especially the ones that had skulls tattoos on their body.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I mean that should be a law. That's already telling us that you got some devil in you when
yeah.
you put skulls on your body.
it's like but if you think about it, what is that, the Wizard of Oz? How did you get rid of the evil witch? You put some water on them.
Yeah, and she
So
would
Yeah,
melt.
yeah,
I'm melting.
He didn't want to
and,
be
and,
melted.
and it's a shame. And if Donald Trump get back in office, there's going to be hell to pay for a lot of people
Yeah, because
because
our lives aren't
he,
going to be considered.
all right. I mean, look at them, what they trying to do, and then they got black folks helping them.
You know,
Clarence Thomas should be put out a. They should have some kind of way where we recall him and take him from his position as a high judge, because the man is doing trifling stuff. How can you receive anything from anybody and you're a judge? You're a
That's
Supreme
correct.
Court judge and you accepting gifts from people.
Yep.
That's correct.
So your mind, and then your wife is running you. I'm be honest with you, you let a fat white girl run you. And no brother I know ever let a fat white girl run him.
and the views and opinions of our
Brought
callers
to
are
you
not the
by
views.
Earl.
All right. There you go, Earl.
Yeah, because that don't make no sense. The
I
man is
love my
out here.
community.
Yeah, the man is out here doing Shabbos things. He's doing stuff that create problems for us. But as long as he on their side, they gonna back him. And we
Yeah.
can't let
Can I add
Trump
to
get
that?
we can't let Trump get in office Because next thing you know, he'll be checking all the women. He'll be checking all y'all to see if y'all pregnant
Not
himself.
not
Because
just
you remember, he like grabbing
Oh,
her.
he's gonna
right.
monitor them as well.
Ooh,
Oh,
watch
no,
your
he's going to
language
do it
when you say, wait,
himself.
wait, 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 wait. Let's watch your
No, I
language
wasn't going
before.
to say that
Okay.
word. I know.
I just want
That's why I said he going to grab you in there, and I got quiet.
Okay.
I already know. I got respect. I got
No,
respect
it's
from
not
NOV
that because
since I was a
sometimes,
kid.
well, you have to give,
Thank
usually you have to do
you.
a quote.
NOV got respect
Yeah,
for you too.
yeah.
Thank
but
You
you.
know,
just to
yeah.
add a little bit more to that, it's not just at the one at the top of the ticket; it's all the way down the ticket. You have to make sure
Of course.
when we're voting for our congressmen and women, when we're voting for our county officials, our city officials,
Well,
we,
hey, you
we
cannot vote for people that don't like old people.
right,
Or people that don't have children.
right, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Cause
exactly.
yeah. Cause how do you say old people don't have a right to vote when they've been voting before you was born?
Right,
Right.
right.
And then said people that don't
And
have
they,
children don't know how to vote
Shouldn't
because
have a
they don't
say.
yeah,
have
and
a say.
and then and your mama and your daddy is old, ain't it? Cause you look like you about old, so your daddy and mama got to be old.
Exactly.
Well,
Yeah,
it is
and
fun day,
and I am
fun Friday.
and I am sad that Grandpa is not running for president no more. So Grandpa needs to
And
be
opinions
sitting there
expressed on this show do not reflect that of
in the
staff and management
Ah,
in the
of
rocking
WNOV
chair,
and
you see
in the
that
rocking chair,
WTMJ3CX
and
102.7
sit back and relax. Now, do he get his? Do he still gets his library?
I think so. Every
I believe
president,
I
so.
think
He
every
had
president
four
gets one.
years. Yeah,
yeah,
he
every
has 4
president
years.
gets a library. We don't know. I don't know where it's gonna be at though.
Probably
He
Delaware
picks it, don't he?
Oh, you
Yeah.
mean Biden?
for
Yeah,
Biden. Yeah,
he will.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, just because Biden decided to step out of this race does not negate anything
he
that
that is
he
president.
did previously.
Right.
He's just not running for another
He
term.
not real.
He's still there as president now.
Till
He
January
is
20th of 2025.
right. He is there. He is going to run the country up until then.
If God's will.
Yeah. So it's not anything that he didn't resign from his office. He just
Resign from the campaign.
he just
Correct.
does
Not
from
he
being
has
reelected.
he just suspended his campaign. And that's the like I guess the technical term. Um Joe, we were taught we try to oh Lord, it's so much. But we try to be neutral because we are a nonprofit. But some of this blatant stuff, we always go back to our vision and mission, and we are in our pillars we protect democracy, build community, teach
Teach
advocacy,
advocacy.
and we also are an organization that our emphasis on BIPOC, marginalized and disenfranchised people. So when there are things that are said to marginalize women, to marginalize black, to marginalize natives, to marginalize Asians and Latinos, Hmong, we have an issue with that. And I don't
Mhm.
care who say it.
Right.
Mhm.
So we're trying to protect everybody. When we come back, we're gonna tell you what JD Vance has said. I think we have to take a break. Oh, we don't. Oh, I thought we had to take a break.
Oh,
But we don't have to take a break. We don't have to take a break now.
no.
That's good. Could you tell
Dig
me
in a
what
little bit.
JD
JD.
Vance, which is DJ?
DJ.
You know what? I'm so busy.
JD,
I'm
the
still
DJ.
thinking. No, I'm still thinking about the cookout and our DJ that's gonna be there. But what did
You don't
JD
want to hear
Vance?
this spun into a DJ
Yeah.
song at all. But I'll just put this out there as a former elected official myself. Anytime you start out a sentence when you're addressing people as "I'm going to get in a little trouble for this," you probably
Shouldn't
say
say
shouldn't
it.
say it.
Mhm.
So JD Vance says, "I'm going to get in trouble for this." When he was speaking to the conservatives at Intercollegiate Studies Institute, he said, "Why have we let the Democratic Party become controlled by people who don't have children? Why is this just a normal fact of American life that the leaders of our country should be people who don't have a personal and direct stake in it via their own offspring, via their own children and grandchildren. When somebody calls out that, look, if you're a miserable cat lady, you should not force your misery on the rest of the country. They just get really upset about it.
So I have a question that hits so hard. Okay, let's just negate. We're going to completely take out of the people who choose not to have children, like who choose not to have
Which is a
children,
woman's right, by the
which
way.
is a right, but they choose not to have children. Are you saying that women who are not able
Women
to bear
and men
children,
choose not to have children.
but I'm talking about the ones, because he's literally talking about women right now, not even men, because there are men out there who don't have children who are elected in all parties. But he's saying, if you don't have children, what about those women who actually cannot have children, either for medical reasons or whatever? They're not. That's a issue that they can't serve their public or their community or as an elected because of them not having children,
Or shouldn't have as much of a voice as someone that does.
I can't even argue the point, period, because I feel like, who are you to tell somebody if they have children or not, that they don't have a right to exercise their voice?
If you go back,
my kids are grown, so I should stop voting because I don't have little kids around that makes me vote a certain way. What?
Exactly. And
but we have a caller on the phone.
Go ahead.
And we're gonna get to that caller in 1 second. We just have to start thinking about what people are saying.
Yes.
And I keep saying this over and over. When people tell you who they are,
They're telling
believe them.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We got a caller. Let's see what the caller has to say. Caller, go ahead.
Yes, the lower caller that called in, he had some great points. It's probably the way he framed it and delivered it, but it made sense to a point. And then you guys came back with, what about if a person cannot have children? And I guess that would be created an act of God. But I think where he really wanted to go is that there's a group of a gender of people that are forcing their belief on the whole country. And believe it or not, they doing a number on the men that have chosen this lifestyle are doing a number on you straight women, supposedly straight, because they got y'all mimicking them in their attire, their extra over exaggerated fingernails, over exaggerated eyelashes, the over exaggerated everything that's over exaggerated. The regular woman feels that she has to compete with these people, and it's a sad thing. And there's a white guy on your panel, and I want to ask him a question.
Wait, I just wanted to say I just wanted to say one thing. You sure are very attentive of what they wearing and how they wearing it. Go ahead, ask your question to
The
Joe.
white
And
guy
I like
name
that
is
too.
Joe.
I like that. That was good. You know what that is? You know what that's called? That's called, when you do that to a person like me, that's to gay shame me. So therefore, I'm shamed.
No,
that I
I'm
won't
just
say
saying
that
you
no more, because
awfully
somebody
you
might
paying
say,
attention
he must
off
be gay.
game.
No, but that's good.
Ask
though.
Joe
That's
his
good.
question, please.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
His name is Joe.
Okay, well, Joe, I want that, but Mrs. Vukovic, that was pretty good, and that's been a technique that's been used to shame strong
I'm not
black
shaming
men
anything.
down.
I just said
You probably didn't
inferred
do. You
that.
probably done
So
it
I'm not gonna
unawares.
argue with you. You wanna you
fine.
want to
I want to ask the gentleman something. I hear the gentleman; he's excited about getting us out to vote and voting. He's not, although he hasn't said it. He has, he's made it perfectly clear that he's definitely a progressive, or he leans that way. Now, I want to ask him a question. What did you say, sir?
Yeah. No, I'm listening. Go ahead.
Now, do you understand, not the crime bill, sir? I want to talk about the Crime Act of 1985. Do you understand what that did to black people?
Yeah. I mean, where we see it continue to play out in our justice system today, where black.
Guess what? And guess what, brother?
Yeah.
Guess what, brother? And I'm gonna call you brother because you're
because he agreed
American.
with you one time.
Well, he's American. But I
Okay.
want to say this, Joanne. If you said it's still playing out in our today's society, in our court justice system, you're correct. Obama had 8 years to get it before Congress and get it repealed. Then, not only that, sir, there's a couple programs that don't even got to go before Congress that affects the black man. Right now, today, while we on the phone, it's still working. It's called the HIDA Act and the HEFCA Act. That's a program that was put in during the Crime Act. Okay, I don't even think you got to go before Congress to repeal that and get that out of here, because that's the main problem. Pull up the HIDA map and you'll see what's going on in the black neighborhood all across the country. It's a program, sir. It's designed for me, sir. Okay, this president came in. He didn't give them HIDA or HEFCA. You know what Trump did? He gave them something called the Restores Lives Act. Okay, that's heavy.
And
That's
he
what
didn't
we want.
repeal any of that stuff either.
No, you know why? You know why he didn't? You know why he didn't? He created the First Step Act and the Second Step Act.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Hold on. That's to undo. That's to undo some of that. But you got to go before Congress actually to repeal.
So then why
that,
didn't he
what Joe Biden
repeal?
did.
You said you talked about Obama and he didn't do it. So why Trump didn't do it?
He created something called the First
he
Step
created
Act that
something.
fights that. Huh?
And he also had Congress and he also had senators and representatives to back him. But
hold on,
Obama,
watch this.
when
You're
Obama
right.
got in office, after 2 years, he didn't have the same backing. But you said he could have did something different.
He had
but
Congress and the House
Trump
with him, so
didn't
they
do
gave him no
anything
play.
different.
As a
He
matter of
just
fact, them
started
same
a
white
new
people-
bill, right? Okay.
Well, this is the last thing I'm gonna say. There was
I like this conversation. Why don't you call me in one day, Mrs. Vukovic, and give me 15 minutes with the people?
I just want to say that you made a comment that Obama never repealed, and he never had to go to Congress to repeal some of these things because they were,
there were programs. They're
Right.
programs. They're not actual laws.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying. That was 8 years. You saying Obama never repealed those?
That's correct.
And he could do it.
He could,
and he had the power to
on.
do it.
The Crime Act would have to go before Congress.
Well,
again,
I
because
understand
remember,
that, but you're
Congress
talking about
established
the other two acts that you were talking about.
That's correct.
All I want to say is, before I let you go, is that even though you said that President Trump did some work, but he didn't repeal them either. He didn't reverse them either.
But what he did is he came.
But I'm just saying. I'm just going by what you specifically said was.
But you got to look at the First Step Act. You got to look at the laws that was changed with the,
But actually, he wasn't the one that created the First Step Act, and maybe we will bring you in to talk about.
But you know who created the First Step Act? A black senator by the name of Tim Scott.
We will. Maybe we will have you come and debate that with another person.
Bring in your best guns, baby.
No, it's hey, remember?
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Mr. Meach.
Okay.
We appreciate
you. Take care.
you.
Nice talking to you.
All right. I love Mr. Meach. Here at Wisconsin Voices, everybody gets their opinion. I would never shut somebody down. I may not agree with them, but you want to hear all opinions. But every once in a while, we can think. Where do
the only thing I trip off people's opinion? Why do you get so aggressive and so defensive when somebody just don't accept your view? You have your view, others have their view. I never get upset with somebody about their view. I actually listen and absorb and really take in why this person feels this way. I don't never get to the point where, but this is what happened. This is why.
And that's just why, you know what? That is why we have breaks. So we can unwind and breathe. So we don't do that. This is Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices. We'll be back on the other side.
Wisconsin Voices. For our annual community cookout at Johnson's Park on July 27th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Enjoy delicious food, great music, and exciting entertainment while engaging with the community and learning about our fantastic partners. The event takes place at 1919 West Fond du Lac Avenue in Milwaukee. Mark your calendars and don't miss out on this amazing day of fun and connection. Visit wisconsinvoices.org for more details. See you there.
WNOV 860 and W293CX 106.5 Milwaukee.
More lively than y'all.
If y'all see, we all just kind of bouncing and having a good time. And Joe over there doing his thing. I just had to make sure
back.
I just had to make sure he wasn't having a seizure because he was sick,
I know.
a little bit ago.
Do
So
my white person dance over here. Leave me alone.
we will not discriminate about dancing. I know some white people that can
Did she
dance.
say she was making sure he didn't have a seizure? She
No,
was trying to
I
take a
was
blow.
Exactly. Exactly.
No, you know what? I am very
I'll be
concerned.
I'm the first to admit I can't dance. I can't.
But
but-
you love doing it.
But I like trying. I have fun trying.
There
You
go.
wait, but here's the thing.
Dancing is not
There-
a wrong way to do it.
Exactly.
It's your rhythm. That's all it is.
Have fun.
And just because you don't have none, we understand that. No, just kidding.
See this.
You know what? Y'all pick on me all the time. Now, look, let me tell y'all something. In the halls of Wisconsin Voices, they be getting me. They be
No, we
making fun.
don't.
Oh my goodness. What
We
is-
have fun.
Just
Yesterday-
people just look at her like, woo. I'm like, yeah, just understand.
I don't know what they talking about, Mr. Jermaine.
Mm-hmm.
Jermaine, you sit there and shake your head like you don't know what we talking about.
I'm not in it.
I ain't in it. You strictly right across from us, so you
I
know.
am not in it.
How you not in it and you grew up with her? So
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah, I'm not
And he
in it.
loved me
That's
right
right.
there. So
You love him some to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, we used to play ball in each other. Well, me and
Neighbors.
her and brother, we used to play ball in each other's
we
yard.
was neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she was normal.
Actually, sometimes it felt like what is it?
You cannot
What
lie
is-
on.
What is the Hatfields and the
And the McCoys.
Yeah, it was like nobody else. It
She
was the
was
Hatfields
normal?
and McCoys.
Hey,
I
very normal.
No, was I I keep telling people that I
Y'all
was
see he
super,
lying
wait,
'cause he
no,
said,
listen.
hey, like, damn, she
I
asked
was
me a
super
direct
quiet
question.
when
No,
I
no,
was
she
younger.
She was quiet.
I was super quiet and very small. I
Yeah.
was tiny.
Yeah.
And I seriously, I don't know how
She
I
didn't
got
talk.
from there to
Take
there,
them
but
damn sunglasses
Listen.
off.
no, he can
I
tell you.
promise you, she didn't talk. She was quiet. I saw it myself. Yeah.
Tamika
I was
and
super quiet.
quiet
I
in the same
didn't really
sentence.
talk
Now,
that
yeah,
much.
now I don't know what happened now because boy,
I was delivered.
oh,
My voice.
has been unlocked. I don't
Praise
know,
him.
y'all.
Took out the gauge.
Right.
It was and like I tell people when people say, why do you do this
You
work
talking
or
about
how
we
I do
sleepy.
how work do we do and why I do this work? It's because I felt like I couldn't speak. I didn't have a voice when I was younger, and I refused to be put in a box. I refused to let
I
people
don't know what's wrong with
dictate
me.
what my
I
voice
never
is.
shut up.
We know.
I got a quote.
She ran into that.
Never put up, let up, shut up, or quit. No doubt.
Who's coming to the cookout?
Everybody.
I'll be there.
You know what? And people, we invite any acoustic
Everybody.
artists who want to come and lay lay a blanket down and just play the guitars or the drum. This is such a community event. We want people to show up, show out, be a part of everything that we do. We have a DJ there, but if somebody want to come and play some music, we'll shut the DJ down and let listen to them. It's all
That's a
about
lie.
you never know.
If you want to come
We've done
teach
that.
Joe how to
It's not a
dance,
lie because
I
we've
ain't
done
no-
that
just
before.
kidding.
We've done that where rappers have come. No, it's not mad. It's annoyance. How about I just say it's annoyance? But we have had events where there's local rappers and the DJ puts some music on and they just start spitting. I mean, it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be what we doing and how we do our community. Well, I hope you are there with us, Johnson. What's the name? The full name?
Clarence and Cleopatra Johnson Park. At
1919.
1919 West Fond du Lac. 2
2
p.m.
to 6. Come hang out, be a part of what we doing. We'll be back on Monday with whatever shenanigans we decide to do. And thank you for being part of Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices, 860 AM, 106.5 FM.